The Maryland shootout means millions to Southwest Florida's economy. But forget about the people coming to see the PGA superstars. The real stimulus comes from guys in the parking lot.
We roll in these offices, the 2 trailers you see here. We have that. We have furniture, food for the crew.
NBC Sports spends a week setting up for their weekend television coverage, filling 600 room nights at local hotels, renting about 75 cars, and tons of production gear too. It means tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars spent by engineers, photographers, and plenty of other workers that you never even knew existed.
Golf cart people, the power people, the scaffolding people, spotters and scorers. So we add up to about 125.
Even more important to Southwest Florida than the money NBC spends while it's here are what its crews are doing while they're here behind these closed doors.
Take Chris.
Replay,
and
tight shot, club on the ball.
Welcome
back. Now here's a look at 2 of them.
This is the event of the year where we get network television coverage. If we tried to buy that much airtime on the network, we'd have to spend over $3.6 million.
That's 80% more than the Convention and Visitors Bureau spends in an entire year on advertising.
You want to go back live to it? Go back live to it.
Even better, Collier County supplies NBC with helicopter video they can use going to and from commercial breaks.
When people see people enjoying the golf course, it plants a seed in their mind. I'd love to go stay at that resort and play on Greg Norman's golf course and look at that great beach.
It's the only kind of seed growing up north these days. One Southwest Floridians hope grows into big things down here sometime next year. In Naples, Noah Pransky, NBC2.
This is a Gulf Coast High School marching band, one of the largest in the state of Florida.
I don't want to brag, but I'd say our band is pretty good.
Tonight they showed how good they are in a rivalry football game against Barron Collier.
We're a huge band, we're all really close, and it's just one big family. It's awesome.
Tonight was a good warm-up for the family of 351 members.
And tomorrow in Disney's going to be a lot of fun.
The marching band will head to Orlando to perform in the Disney Dreams Come True parade.
It's our 9th year performing for Disney.
The band director says that's been made possible by raising money and community support.
Help Molly find her trumpet.
He's been leading the Sharks at Gulf Coast for nearly a decade. This is nothing new to him. But for the 2 drum majors, it will be the first time leading the band in the huge parade.
Making sure the song's the right tempo, making sure the band is together, making sure they're starting and stopping in the right places, making sure the halts are called at the right times, just basically maneuvering 351 kids down a street in Disney.
It's a huge weekend.
This weekend is the kickoff for a statewide tour. In November, the band will perform during the halftime show at a Miami Dolphins football game. And the Shark Band will head to Universal Studios for the Macy's Christmas Parade in December.
I'm very excited.
A busy schedule ahead for the Sharks, so look out. This band will rock the state going into next year. Joshua Landon, ABC 7 News.
An argument between 2 men would explode into gunfire along Thomas Street. Police would arrest the shooter. But the real trouble happened inside apartment 9, where a walk to the refrigerator would forever change Akeem Williams' life. A bullet never meant for Akeem tore through his apartment window. He shows us tonight where it ended up. Akeem fell to the floor. He thought he'd been electrocuted.
I've been through a lot, man. You got to be really strong mentally to take a situation like this.
Akeem has not walked since. He's been paralyzed from the waist down since the afternoon of May 9th. The irony here, Akeem knew the shooter and had just recently cautioned him about his weapon.
You gonna end up hurting somebody you ain't gonna mean to hurt because you can't pull guns out on people. And look what happened. He pulled a gun out on the person and he shot me. He didn't mean it. Yeah, there you go.
He was a friend of yours?
Yeah. Me and him was like pretty close friends.
Akeem has since forgiven the shooter, but this 19-year-old now must make up his last semester at Florida Christian Institute. Akeem was only weeks from graduating.
You're still going to do college too, aren't you?
Yeah, I want to so bad, man. I love it, man. I miss school. I miss school already.
Mostly, Akeem misses football and his independence. But to this day, he's never shed a tear and has always kept his smile. He feels good. He's even getting some feeling back in his thighs. Akeem plans to pursue treatment with the Neuro Recovery Network, part of the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, because Akeem's dream is to play the field again someday, with the women and also with his football team.
Don't never take life for granted. Do what you can do while you got the chance.
Because, Akeem says, you don't always get another one. Patrick Flannery, NBC2.
Traffic on Fort Myers Beach isn't just backed up on the boulevard, the bridge, and the beach. It's busy at the real estate offices, too.
They're just coming in off the street, wanting to find something to rent.
Despite the worldwide recession, this Century 21 is seeing more and more people pulling in with money to spend. It's helping make up for the huge number of cancellations they saw this fall when the stock market plunged.
It was a disaster. It was so bad, and I kept thinking, oh, it's going to get better, it's going to get better. Well, it has.
The increased foot traffic isn't just for the rentals. More home buyers are coming out of the woodwork, too. It's a very encouraging sign in a traditionally slow holiday week.
People have savings, and some of them have gone down, but they're finding that real estate maybe is a better place to put your money now.
Home sales on the island are up a bit from last year, but it's the recent activity exciting realtors. The new prospects are coming just in time for their January and February housing rush.
I think it's very encouraging. I think that we've bottomed out here and we'll start trending up.
I think at the end we'll say, what were we all worried about? I really, truly do.
If this week's activity is any indicator of what to expect in 2009, local realtors should encounter much smoother sailing with very few clouds of uncertainty. On Fort Myers Beach, Noah Pransky, NBC2.
This AC unit could be your child's ticket to getting high. The valve comes right off. Inside, all the Freon you can huff.
You cannot always know what your kids are doing.
Mona Casey's 15-year-old son Charles died huffing the refrigerant 2 years ago.
Very easy access to something that was very dangerous, that should have been kept out of reach of children a long time ago.
So Casey began her crusade to change it. This week her efforts paid off. The International Code Council, governing all the state's building codes, approved Casey's request to tighten the rules on AC units.
Starting in 2010 in Florida, all new AC units will have to come with this special valve cap. And it can only be taken off with this special tool.
The move makes it nearly impossible for kids to get into.
It's a major accomplishment, major.
Collier County's building director has never heard of an average citizen able to change the nation's building code.
I'm shocked. I'm very surprised, and I'm very happy that she was able to do what she did.
He thinks it's going to save lives. Too late for this mother, but now she knows her son is helping others. In Naples, Anna Manuel, NBC2.
How you doing?
It was a hug 15 months in the making.
I'm just glad he's home. It's amazing. He made it.
Naples native Michael Gonzalez returned home today after more than a year serving in Iraq. The Army technician was greeted by his sister, nephew, and brother-in-law at the airport, but they weren't the only ones anxious for him to return.
I usually end up surprising my mom, but she wanted this one to where she knew I was coming, so we'll see what's in store.
What was in store was a huge party.
I want everybody to be happy. I want him to be happy, to know, oh, we're all here supporting him.
It's nice to see the family and just do regular stuff.
An appreciation they all share after experiencing a great loss last year.
His best friend was the one that recruited him, Brandon, and when Brandon died, you know, I didn't want to go through that.
His former Lely High classmate, Brandon Gordon, was killed in Afghanistan.
I didn't want them in the Army. But after that, I felt good about what my son was doing, where he's been, and that he's alive.
It's an experience that I wouldn't want anybody to go through. And it's just always nice to come back and have the family there to support me every time I come back.